Welcome to Note Lab mode. Before we jump in, just a quick word about our sponsor, Cloutfit.ai. You know all that great influencer content out there. Ever wonder how to make it? So, Cloutfit.ai is the answer. They connect the outfits influencers wear directly to your product inventory, so it makes the content instantly shoppable, super smart, means more sales for you, higher average order value. It's really effective, so check them out. Cloutfit.ai, that's Cloefit.ai. Definitely worth a look.
Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into the world of B2B and SaaS tech sales. We're going to look at some current research, try and understand what's really working now, and also, how older ideas like the BANT framework still fit in. Plus the big one, AI. Its role just keeps growing, doesn't it?
It really does. And you're right, B2B sales, especially for tech and SaaS, it's really evolved. It's not just about a quick transaction anymore.
No, definitely not.
It's much more consultative. You're building relationships, really digging into the client's needs. And the sales cycles are often longer. You're dealing with multiple people. Yeah, like account managers for the business side, maybe application engineers getting technical.
Exactly. Multiple stakeholders.
Mhm.
And the pressure's on to make the right choice. It's not just about finding the cheapest option. A bad tech decision can cause serious problems down the line.
For sure. And I find this shift really interesting, the move towards product-first strategies and relying on real expertise, focusing on revenue efficiency, not just, sheer volume like maybe in the past.
That's a key trend.
Yeah.
The really successful companies often have that laser focus on delivering value. They have these super knowledgeable teams, and they're building sustainable growth. It's a different mindset. And when we talk about foundational ideas, BANT is, well, the classic.
Right. Budget, authority, need, timing. Developed by IBM. When was that? The 60s.
Yeah, way back in the 1960s. But it's surprisingly relevant still. Gartner research from just last year found over half of salespeople still rely on it.
Wow, really?
Yep. And a good chunk value its flexibility. And about a third say it helps keep the sales process on schedule. That kind of staying power tells you something, right? There's a solid core there.
Okay, let's unpack Brent then. Starting with B, budget. It's not just can they afford it, is it?
Yeah.
It's more about perceived value.
Precisely. It's all about the perceived ROI. Can they see the value clearly enough to actually find and allocate the funds? So the conversation needs to frame it around the business benefits, the value creation.
Less about cost, more about what they gain.
Exactly. And that means asking smart questions, maybe a bit tactfully, about how they fund things. Their budget allocation process, the financial metrics they use for tech investments.
Okay.
Sometimes exploring a budget range is more useful early on than demanding a specific number.
That makes sense.
And there's definitely a shift, I think. People often wait to talk hard numbers until after they've really established the need and shown the value.
Build the why before the how much. Got it. Okay, next up, authority. This feels like where things get complicated in big B2B deals. It's rarely just one decision maker, really.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yep.
often a whole committee, almost. Identifying the real decision-making unit is crucial. You need to figure out who signs the check, sure, but also who influences them. Who are the tech evaluators, the finance approvers?
Like mapping the whole ecosystem?
Exactly that. You need to map the decision ecosystem. And with sales cycles getting longer, more people involved, this idea of cross-department threading becomes really important.
Cross-department threading. Tell me more.
It just means building relationships and advocates across different parts of the organization. You engage relevant people in IT, in finance, and the actual user departments. It builds broader buy-in.
So you need allies everywhere. Okay, makes sense. Then N for need. Seems obvious, do they need what you sell? But I guess it's deeper than that.
Much deeper. You have to uncover the real pain points, the core challenges they're facing. And crucially, what outcomes are they trying to achieve? What does success look like for them?
And the business impact, right? What happens if they don't fix this problem?
That's the key, understanding the business consequences. The best salespeople here, they listen way more than they talk. Let the prospect really explain their world. Real qualification happens when their needs, the ones they articulate, align perfectly with your unique value proposition.
Gotcha. It's about that perfect fit between their pain and your solution.
Exactly. Not just a surface match.
Okay, last one. Timing. T. When are they actually looking to do this?
Yeah, timing is critical for managing your pipeline effectively. You need to understand their implementation timeline. When do they see themselves buying? What's driving that? Is there a deadline? A big company initiative?
Or maybe an old contract ending.
Could be.
Yeah.
You need to dig into those motivating factors.
Yeah.
And also, what might get in the way? Budget cycles, Internal changes.
Potential roadblocks.
Right. A prospect might tick the other BANT boxes, budget, authority, need, but if the timing isn't right, they might go into a nurture stream instead of an active pursuit.
So the timing often dictates priority.
Generally, yeah. If they meet at least 3 BANT criteria, they're usually seen as sales ready. But timing is often the decider for immediate action.
Okay, BANT provides that solid qualification structure. So how are top companies putting this and other strategies into action? Let's talk about building effective sales teams.
Well, one thing we see a lot, especially in tech, is combining business and technical know-how. So you'll have account managers focused on the relationship and technical specialists like sales engineers who can really dive deep.
Right, covering both angles.
Yeah. And another really interesting structure is these cross-functional revenue pods, like Atlassian uses.
Revenue pods.
They group sales, customer success, technical folks together, all focused on a set of accounts. It means individual reps have instant access to specialized support, which can really boost their ability to hit high quotas.
Like a built-in support team for each salesperson? Smart.
Very smart. And of course, with tech changing so fast, continuous training is non-negotiable. Companies like Slack use internal forums, knowledge sharing. Keeping everyone sharp is vital.
Constant learning. Okay, what about optimizing the sales process itself?
Structure is key. Having a repeatable process with clear stages, clear milestones, that helps with consistency forecasting.
Makes sense. Predictability.
Right. And automation is a huge lever now. Automating admin tasks frees up sellers' time. Slack's own data suggests companies using their platform for sales collaboration see like 27% more closed deals, 26% higher productivity.
Wow, that's significant.
It is. And Atlassian is another company that really pushes automation internally. Plus, using collaborative platforms like Slack again for selling. It cuts down email noise, improves how different teams work together on a deal, just speeds things up.
So better internal communication and automation equals faster deals. Sounds right. We also hear customer-centric all the time. What does that really mean in practice for B2B tech?
Fundamentally, it means putting genuine customer value first, always. This product-first idea, you see it strongly at places like Atlassian. The focus is squarely on the customer's needs and results.
So the product itself has to deliver.
Absolutely. And that often leads to an expert-led sales model. Your team aren't just sellers, they're trusted advisors. They need deep knowledge of the customer's business context, their challenges, and your product's capabilities. Going beyond just the surface needs, way beyond. Understanding their industry, their strategic goals. That's what really makes a difference. Look at Tech. They used HubSpot to get that deeper customer understanding and boosted their win rates by something like 66%.
That's impressive. Shows the power of really knowing your customer. Okay, let's get into some specific company examples. Atlassian's model is fascinating, that rep-free idea that generated billions. How does that actually work?
Yeah, it gets a lot of buzz, and it's maybe a bit misleading to call it totally rep-free because they do have go-to-market teams for large enterprise deals.
Ah, okay. So it's not no reps at all.
Not entirely, but their core success comes from being product-first, expert-led, and super revenue efficient. It's kind of a hybrid. The products like Jira and Confluence are designed for self-service adoption for many users. They're intuitive, well-documented.
So the product basically sells itself to a large segment.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's classic product-led growth, PLG. The product drives acquisition, activation. Then they have specialized teams for the bigger, more complex enterprise sales. It's a very efficient, scalable model.
Right, leveraging the product itself as a primary sales engine. Cool. What about HubSpot? They're all about the integrated platform.
HubSpot is a great example of tying marketing, sales, and service together seamlessly on one platform. And the results speak for themselves. Weight Watchers boosted sales productivity. We mentioned Aerotech's win rate increase.
Yeah, 66%.
And Sandler Training used HubSpot's personalization and saw a 4x jump in lead generation.
Wow.
And now they're really leaning into AI. A financial services firm, FBA, used HubSpot's AI, saw huge jumps, like 250% more content produced, big lead gen increase, and revenue up over 60%.
So the integrated platform plus AI is a powerful combo for them.
Definitely showcasing how tech enables that deep customer focus.
And Slack, their focus is collaboration, right? Using their own tool.
Exactly. They practice what they preach. Their sales strategy heavily involves using Slack itself. It's a living demo of the value prop. They report big gains for companies using Slack for sales collaboration. Those 27% more deals, 26% productivity boost numbers. They advocate for structured channels for accounts, for teams, streamlining communication. Using their own product so heavily in their sales process is, well, it's pretty compelling for prospects. They see it working firsthand.
Yeah, eating your own dog food, as they say.
Yeah.
Hey, these examples really bring the best practices to life. Let's switch gears a bit to the elephant in the room, maybe. AI, artificial intelligence. How's it changing B2B sales?
It's making a huge impact, mainly in two ways: predictive AI and generative AI.
Okay, predictive first. What's that about?
Predictive AI uses machine learning, natural language processing. Basically, it analyzes historical data to find patterns and make forecasts. It can predict sales volumes, identify trends, estimate the likelihood a prospect will buy, or even predict customer churn risk.
So using past data to guess the future, essentially.
In a very sophisticated way, yes. For example, it might analyze your CRM data to figure out what factors speed up or slow down deals. That helps make sales forecasts much more accurate, helps you allocate resources better. It's like giving your team data-driven insights based on past performance.
Okay, making smarter decisions based on data patterns. What about the other kind? Generative AI. That's the one creating all the buzz.
Right. Generative AI is more about creating content or simulating interactions. Think personalized sales emails written automatically, tailored marketing content generated at scale.
Like that FBA example with HubSpot's AI boosting content production by 250%.
Exactly. That's generative AI in action. It can also be used for training, simulating sales calls. And another really cool area is conversation intelligence tools.
The conversation intelligence.
Yeah, tools that listen to sales calls in real time, analyze the conversation, and can even offer coaching prompts to the rep during the call.
Wow, like a live coach.
Kind of. And then after the call, they provide detailed analytics, what works well, where improvements are needed. It's powerful stuff for skill development.
That sounds incredibly useful, but also maybe a bit complex to implement. What are the challenges with AI in sales?
Definitely challenges. First, you need to be strategic. Start small with well-defined use cases. Don't try to boil the ocean. Pick specific pain points AI can realistically address, like lead scoring or automating follow-ups.
Focus is key.
Absolutely. And the biggest hurdle, honestly, data quality. AI models are only as good as the data they learn from. If your data is messy, incomplete, or biased, your AI won't be effective. Garbage in, garbage out.
Right, data hygiene is critical.
Crucial. And finally, remember that B2B tech sales is still fundamentally about human relationships and complex problem solving. AI should augment your salespeople, free them up from mundane tasks to focus on strategy and connection. It's not about replacing them.
Finding that balance between the tech and the human touch.
That's the sweet spot. Using AI to empower your team, not sideline them.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. This has been super insightful, really digging into B2B and SaaS sales best practices, using current research. If we were to boil it down, what are the main takeaways for listeners?
I think three main things stand out. One, foundational frameworks like BANT still matter for structure and qualification. Don't discard the basics. Two, AI is undeniably powerful and versatile, offering huge potential to enhance efficiency and effectiveness across the sales cycle. And three, underpinning everything is the need for a truly customer-centric, value-driven, and efficient sales approach. That's timeless.
Yeah.
So the future isn't really about old versus new. It's about blending them smartly, using tech to make human expertise even more impactful.
Well said. It's about adapting and integrating these tools and strategies. We really hope you listening found this useful. Think about how these ideas, from BANT basics to cutting-edge AI, might apply in your world, whether you're in sales or just interested in it. If you did find this deep dive valuable, please share it with colleagues or friends who might benefit. And of course, subscribe to Note Lab Mode so you don't miss our next exploration.
And just a final thought to chew on. As AI gets more and more sophisticated, how do you think those core human elements, building trust, really understanding deep customer needs, how might those evolve in the years ahead?
That's a great question to ponder.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us.